Alright, so ooh, we see, we stole the artifact, we looted everything, we sold it all, cargo's emptied, we're ready to add the artifact at the lodge. Here we go. Here's my game sound. See what happens.
Vladimir! Vlad, come in! Come in! The eye's gone completely dark. I can't reach anyone on the station.
Noel, Starborn, came out of nowhere.
Vladimir, get out of there!
He already left. Said he was going to the lodge. Barrett, he's still breathing, but oh God, all that blood.
Hello, Constellation. Are you there?
Who are you? What did you do to our friends?
They call me the Hunter. And now that I'm here, your part in glimpsing the Unity is over. I'm already on my way. Say goodbye to your friends. It won't be long.
Forget about us. That Starborn bastard is after the artifacts. You can't let him take them. Pack up the collection, move it somewhere they can't find it.
Vladimir's right. We need to fortify our position before that Starborn storms in. We move out once the artifacts are ready for transport.
What about everyone on the eye? We can't leave them to die up there.
I don't want to let anybody die.
I understand if you want to go, but I need you here. Please, I don't know what's going to happen once that Starborn shows up.
I don't know how long it's gonna take to pack up the artifacts. I'll get started. Hopefully this will only take a few minutes, if my hands can stop shaking!
Everyone, find a place to take cover.
Where? You really expect them to barge through the front door?
Just don't stand out in the open, Walter.
Could you all keep it down? I'm trying to work here. I just need a little time.
Yeah.
Walter! Are you all right?
Hello.
I'm almost done! Just a bit longer! Protect the artifacts! Ignore the noise. Focus. Focus.
Come on, Noel. We're out of steam.
Your eternity!
I have all the artifacts. Follow me. There's an old escape tunnel to the well district. Come on.
Too late to save everybody else. I don't think you're supposed to kill them.
Get to the ship!
god. Dang. Walter go crazy. You would think Walter's just rich man.
Stop! In the name of the law! UC security! Get back here, now! Don't be stupid! Stop now! UC security. Don't
What?
make any sudden moves.
Dude.
You're coming with us.
No, no, no.
We'll be taking any contraband and stolen property you have on you.
No. I've gotta go. What the heck? Look, I'll pay the money. What the heck?
Hey, if you've got a problem with me, just say it. I don't want
He's got some armor. Okay, you are here. That means the artifacts are here. No, they took the OP weapon. Ah. And I didn't see any other way out of it at the time. Just leave. That was so weird. A lot of questions. So yeah, guess we go to the I don't think even if I would have attacked them, they would have left like the first time as well. I wonder what would have happened if I would have came to the I mean, everybody was already hurt.
Barrett. Barrett. It's Sarah. Hey. There's nothing you can do now. He's almost gone. Barrett. We're going to keep going. We'll finish this adventure you started. It's okay. Be at peace. He's gone. We can't change anything now. Come on.
Ooh, thank God.
Alive. Krix's ghost can keep waiting. No tears for the old. Got the others to worry about.
Oh, I forgot she, Yeah, go on, Barrett. Always trying to be, well, never mind.
The others are here.
I'm gonna make a bad
We're
joke.
going to be okay.
I really messed up on this one, friend. Usually the last guy to get outdrawn. Back at you. I don't think I'm gonna be moving around too much for a bit. But I'll be alright. Oh, thank the stars beyond.
Well, I can't remember. Oh no, not Andresia.
He came out of nowhere. Thank you. I don't think I can move right away. But I'll make it. Go on. Vladimir! Oh, thank goodness. Where's Barrett?
He's gone. We need to talk locks and bolts. Lodge and the Eye are not secure. Got the right of it.
Hunter, he probably found us because we're somewhere obvious. High populated area, just like how the Starborn found you orbiting Neon the first time. But the fact that they're competing with us to find the artifacts means they can't get them without searching.
So we put the artifacts somewhere in the fringe, or on something that can slip from their grasp if they do another strike from the curtain. Clear from the few encounters we've had that the artifacts are all the Starborn prize.
They could come after us, though. Try to find out where we put them.
Need to take the risk. The Eye, the equipment in the lodge, not easily moved. Gotta hope whatever is giving the Hunter pause applies to the whole. Just need to make another direct hit less the jackpot. Fine idea. Starborn show up, you can burn helium in one spin of the grav drive to anywhere.
Here, keep the artifacts safe. I guess we'll meet back at the lodge after.
Now build the artillery on your ship or at your outpost. To build the artillery on your ship, go to the new artillery screen inside your ship's cockpit. Build the artillery at one of your outposts. Now move the artillery starboard. Now move the artillery starboard. Attacks are more likely wherever the artillery is placed. If you choose to keep the artifacts in your inventory, then attacks are more likely everywhere. So now, what do next? All that said, it's a quick save. And see, we need to return to the lodge. Wow, this is a long. Okay. At least I don't have a bounty on my head anymore. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta do it on the mouse. That is so weird. Why is it not popping up the whole menu? This is getting. It makes me curious. It makes me ask a lot of questions about this. Ah, what in the world? This is so cool. Got the artillery on my ship. I mean, I know it's destruction to Atlantis, but it is sick.
I've heard you've been making the central system safer.
I just had a massive dino in my head, and now you want to say all that?
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place.
It's 61 grand.
Victim of the recent attack. Please regain
Homes. That is all.
This aesthetic is super cool.
There's been an incident. Please continue going about your business.
That's all they have to say about that? There's been an incident?
We'll get through this. Together.
Okay. Whatever you say. Okay, so I only lost one weapon. I mean, I lost a really good weapon. Its belongings have been moved to the lodge space. We're gonna have
will be
to make
monitoring everyone's vitals for signs of continued trauma.
Teo, I need to be checking everyone's vitals. Now really isn't the time.
I know. Look, we all feel like we've been kicked into the ground a million times over, but I think I have something. I'm serious. If I may, I know our encounter with the Hunter is the last thing anyone wants to talk about right now, but he said something that I can't get out of my mind. Unity. Do you remember that? Exactly. Somehow. The thing is, I've heard that word before. It's an important concept in Keeper Aquilas's speeches.
The priest? Is the Sanctum Universum going to bless our little crusade of discovery?
It can't be a coincidence. The Sanctum has always believed that answers are out there in the stars. Look, I know it's the longest of shots and the biggest leap of faith I could ever ask us all to take, but why not talk to him? It's right here in the city, just a block or so from the lodge.
There's no harm in gathering more information. A visit to the Sanctum might actually be quite enlightening.
Thank you. I know it's not much to go on, but something about this feels right. I'll meet you over there.
We should have a talk when you have the time, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I need to inventory all our equipment and other odds and ends for damages.
It was all here.
We can pay to fix the damages, but, well...
Morale in the lodge has been measurably reduced.
He has way better morals than what I had originally thought. And I like, what's his name? Walter for that, yeah.
Thank you for helping me out with the artifacts.
Yeah. No problem. It's what I do. Looks normal over here.
Restart security! Stop right now!
Yes.
Keeper Aquilas, can we have a moment?
Oh, Mateo. It's been too long.
Okay, let's go. This isn't a playground.
What the heck, man?
Good. And you can bet the UC is gonna hear about this.
My God.
That was humiliating. There's something I need to talk to you about. I picked up something you might be interested in.
Right.
Look, I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you. The fact that you risked your life to save me, I don't know what to say. Well, yes, of course. But that's beside the point. My only wish is that my rescue hadn't come at the expense of Barrett's life. He was one of my closest colleagues and a cherished friend. He always knew how to make me laugh. I'll miss him dearly. I really wish I could believe that. Our charter at Constellation has always been to analyze the unknown, but rarely at the expense of our members' lives. Yet all the while, I've been cavalier about taking risks and pushing the boundaries, not appreciating the true cost of my actions. Had I not pushed so hard to pursue the Starborn, perhaps none of this would have happened at all, and Barrett would still be alive. I can't sugarcoat our mission statement. Space travel and planetary exploration is inherently risky. Even Constellation's founder, Sebastian Banks, went missing on an expedition. But this particular danger with the Starborn is off the scale. We truly don't know what we're dealing with. Of course I can. Damn it! Why is this happening to us? We're explorers. Our curiosity pushes us to seek answers to life's mysteries. It's one of the core traits of humankind. Yet in return, this is what the universe throws at us. Beings from God knows where who are trying to murder us. Why? What have we done wrong? I understand why you're saying that, but I can't just turn my back on the universe like that. It's not who I am. The question is, where do we go from here? Do we stop exploring? Stop pushing the boundaries? Take a more aggressive posture towards the universe? I don't know where to begin. Agreed. I just hope it's enough caution that we don't leave ourselves open to another attack. Well, I suppose that's all I had on my mind for now. Oh, it was a relief to get all of that out in the open. I'm sorry I got so angry. But I assure you, it's nothing personal. You're the only one I feel comfortable talking with about these things. Good. Because I expect this won't be the last time I intend to cry on your shoulder or scream in your face. Well, we have a long road ahead of us. I suppose it's high time we get back to work.
When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
That's probably a mission, so let's go ahead and do this. Actually, did not even throw us that far away. Plus, we got some dialogue about, some lore, much less, about this UC security card store.
Maybe we should stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, to pay our respects.
No loitering.
Oh. Well, what's on both your minds? Oh. Yeah. How humanity comes together. How we are to love each other, even as our universe becomes even more complex.
That's not exactly what we mean. Keeper, when you talk about unity, well, does it mean anything else? Something secret?
Perhaps we should talk about this inside.
What?
Now that we have a little privacy, why don't you tell me exactly what it is that brought you two here?
Do we want to tell them?
They're like nothing we've ever seen, Keeper. Gravitational distortion, sub-audio harmonic sequencing, unidentifiable energy fluctuations.
I caught half of that. So, these things are unusual? Even in your experience? There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe. Beyond rational thought. We enter life as an act of someone else's faith in us. There's no way of knowing who we will become, and yet the risk is made anyway. So you've pushed into the unknown, not knowing where it would take you. And it's brought you here. I think I can. If you're willing to find your way in the dark for a bit longer, I can give you a path to discovering its meaning. There's an old story, far older than the Sanctum Universum, of someone who walked the settled systems and saw every corner of it. This pilgrim claimed he found the true meaning of unity. I always thought of it as just a parable for trying to bring humanity together, but maybe it's more. I'm not sure if he was, but if what you're looking for is connected, then anything might be possible. In my story, the pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlightenment and the enigmatic cult of the Varun, and he gave them each a part of the truth. Then he goes to his final resting place to live out the rest of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. But what if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code, a way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave? Yes, something must be there. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe the answer will become clear when we have more. The House of Enlightenment and Varun have versions of this story. Because I wasn't looking to find unity in the same sense you are. A fresh set of eyes might reveal the truth. Oh yes, typically. But there is a lone zealot that was captured recently for attacking UC ships. I've visited her a couple of times. Hopefully, she'll be willing to talk to you as well. And if you need directions to the Enlightened, they have a branch in the well helping the poorest citizens of New Atlantis find a better life for themselves.
I'll stay here with the Keeper. We need to catch up. And I wouldn't mind asking him a few more questions.
Aye, aye, Cap. So, looks like this is a lure. It's a lure mission, and I'm all about that. That's what pulls me in.
Everything good? We're here to help.
Yeah, that's what you say.
It's a shame House Varun abandoned their embassy. I bet we could have learned a lot from one another.
Sprinting through here. Boost back in. I ain't got anywhere else to be. Oh, I love this The weapons on the back. It's so cool. Alright. Before we get into a whole bunch of dialogue, why don't we do this?
Kill for a cup of coffee right about now.
I'd hardly call it an incident, more of a debate, really. But I appreciate it just the same.
Not a problem. In the meantime, maybe you could tell him to take it down a notch.
Can do. Thanks again, Sergeant.
How do we talk?
Keep your nose clean. Last thing I want is to charge you for a DP in A and B, B and E, or heaven forbid in MS. But at least then we wouldn't have to worry about a VOP, am I right?
How do we? How do we talk to these?
A visitor?
Oh, wow.
I have all the company I need. Jokes. You come to hear about Varun. Like the guards. Like the Keeper.
I don't think it was a joke. It was an attempt at some genuine sympathy.
The Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
Anything you could tell us would be tremendously helpful.
Yes, I have spoken to your Keeper about this. I will tell you what I told him, and then you will leave me. Jinan Varun meets the Unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the Unbeliever down. But the Unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the Unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy, and delivers the killing blow. That is all. I have heard of no such thing. If it exists, it is a shadow that the Great Serpent casts to deceive the faithless. Strength and conviction show your worthiness to the Great Serpent. The kill is not as important as showing there is no doubt. I grow tired of speaking. Leave me.
I have something I
Same
need
here.
to discuss with you. Thanks for taking the time to talk. I wanted to ask you about the artifact you found on Vectera. When you pulled it from the rock, held it in your hands for the first time, how did you feel? No, I don't think you understand. I know about the visions, the light, and the music. How did you feel inside? What were your thoughts? Oh my goodness. That must have been terrifying. When it comes to the artifacts, it never ceases to amaze me how the science, well, simply fails. Honestly, I wasn't sure how you'd react. Some people would consider what you went through a deeply personal experience. Oh, well, I enjoy hearing about them. Professionally, of course. Either way, we need all the help we can get. The artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you. Quite the mystery. Oh, that's an excellent question. You'd think after years of gathering data about the artifacts, I'd have the perfect answer to that. But I haven't the faintest idea. Oh, no, not at all. There's so much going on there, I can't afford to divert all of our resources. But I have classified the artifacts as a priority project. Not much, I'm afraid. All I have to show for my efforts are eyewitness accounts, scores of inconclusive metallurgical test results, and wild theories. Frustrating? No. Bewildering? Yes. It would be, oh, well, an explorer's dream to solve a mystery like this. I knew I picked the right person for the job. Look, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to talk, and for keeping an open mind. And I also wanted to say, well, I'm pleased we're on this journey together. It's the best decision I've made in quite a long time.
Alright, maybe we'll go talk to this person, and then this is like no action this episode, but it's fun. I think so.
Contrary to what you might have heard, UC security personnel are good people. And Sergeant Yumi just happens to be an old friend.
Ah, so they must have been talking about me, huh? With the bounty and stuff. Old friend, huh? Hopefully this won't take long.
If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, we are backlogged. Don't worry, we're doing everything we can. Oh, you're not? Sorry. Can I help you?
We don't mean to be intrusive. Any information you could provide would be very useful.
Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no record of a Unity pilgrim. But since you both insist, our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilas is describing. Yeah, I mean, he's always going on about trying to bring people of all beliefs together. Really wants there to be some shared story or origin. Look, I like the Keeper, but belief is the problem, okay? We don't need a shared narrative or theology. We need to help each other in practical terms. A man walks into the first House of Enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of two that. It's part of our core principles. There's no God pushing us to do good for some eternal reward. We have to help each other because we choose to. If no one takes responsibility for making the settled systems better, then we're just leaving it to the tyrants to bully the rest of us. Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitation being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again. Besides what the Keeper would say about it, sounds like a gathering point, or a center. Or in mathematics it would mean one, like the one, the first at the beginning. Sorry I couldn't be of more help, but that's about all I've got. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Alright, return to the Keeper. Oh my god, it's already 47 minutes long. Well, I think we will stop right here and pick it up in the next one. Adios.